This demo is to try and demonstrate how to manipulate the specification tree in the part. I'll show you how to display the tree, move it around, and expand it, move it, reframe, center graph. So these 7 items, what I'm going to try and show you, we'll start with number 1. First off, over here on the left is my specification tree. So if you can't find that tree that I'm scrolling up and down, you can hit F3 and it will turn the tree on and off. You'll have a scroll bar on the left, or if you have a wheel on your mouse, you should be able to roll this tree up and down side to side. Okay, so I'm able to move this tree up and down and side to side. I'm going to move my part. Okay, and then inside this tree there are vertical lines. So if you grab a vertical line, you can actually move the tree around, just like I moved the part. In fact, you could even come over here under zoom in and out, click on that, put your cursor here and left click, and you can move your cursor up and down to zoom in and out on the tree. Okay. Notice that the part's under intensified. A lot of times users will try and expand the tree by hitting the plus buttons, but somehow miss and grab the actual vertical line. And when you grab that vertical line, notice that the part is not bright, it's under intensified. It lets me know that the specification tree is on and I'm moving my specification tree around and not my part. So if you want to move your part around, you got to grab the vertical line to activate and deactivate the tree. Now see, I've got this open. You can right click on the top of the tree and hit display, tree, collapse all, expand all levels, okay, or expand first and second levels. If I hit expand all, you can see all the things it took to make this part up. Every piece of this tree is now showing all the paths, all the different pockets, all the different features used to build this assembly. This particular assembly is a submarine type. It's a non-man operated machine where it's the design of it was to go underwater and look for things so that men don't have to go swim around and go 200, 300 feet deep. This thing could go really deep and do searches for you, and if you find something, the hooks on the end were actually designed to try and grab stuff. This actually was designed to find derelict nets and attach something to the derelict net so it could be pulled out of the water. So anyways, I'm seeing every little piece it took to make that part up. If I click on the top one again and right click, go to my contextual menu, under display, tree expansion, and hit collapse all, it puts the tree back where everything's collapsed. Okay, so I'm only seeing every individual part of the assembly, but all the little details it took to make up each one is under the plus symbol here to expand it. So for example, if I click on this, right click, display tree expansion, and go first level, that's the first level. If I hit the plus button, let's see, maybe what I should do is click on this bar here and expand that a little more so you can see it, and then grab this vertical line and zoom in on it. I'm zooming just like I would zoom on your part itself with the mouse. See, there's another plus here. If I click the plus, it shows more levels. If I hit the part body, I see that they made a pad. So this particular part is a pad. Again, if I click on this one, right click, display, tree expansion, and collapse all, it'll put it all back. Go to the top collector, display, tree expansion, collapse all, collapses that back. If I click on this one, right click, display, tree expansion, expand all levels, I see everything for that particular detail. So all of those are in here, or everything it took to make up this particular solid, which is highlighting here, is all right here. Okay, so if I click on this one here, right click, display, and then collapse all, it's going to collapse that one. So that if you click the top collector, you're expanding everything underneath of it, or if you just want to see portions of it, then you can expand just that level. Another thing I like to do that I think is a little more common, let's say this part's over here. One thing you can do is if I go to my cursor and I middle click that part on the cursor, it'll put it to the center screen. Okay, and then that will set my rotation around what I picked. So if this part were way out here and I clicked over here and I try to rotate, see how it's going to rotate real funny because I'm not using anything on the sub itself as the center of axis. If I middle click on the part, it centers the part, but it also allows me to rotate about where I indicated the center point. So you're setting not only center of screen, but you're setting center of rotation. Alright, I'll go ahead and make this tree a little bit smaller. Grab that bar on the top and move it over a little bit. Now, something I find handy is if I want to try and find this right here, this is a bilge pump. If I want to try and find it in the spec tree, instead of opening and searching in the spec tree, I can click on it and contextual menu, right click on it and pick Reframe on, which will bring it to center screen, which is what I just did. Okay, so if this part were way over here, I right click on it, I do Reframe on it, center screen, sets my, oh no, it just centers the screen. So it helps me find it visually here, but if you go right click, center tree, it will go open up the tree and find that part of the bilge pump, and this is a copy of this bilge pump. So they built one bilge pump and they copied it over to the other side. And it quickly found it in the specification tree. As I scroll up and down, you see this tree is rather large, so that could be a real challenge trying to find something specific in the tree. So again, the trick was to right click on something, center tree, and it goes and finds it. So I'm going up and down. See how it's expanded some? So I can go back to the top, right click, display tree, expansion, collapse all levels again, and then it's as tight as I can get it for right now. Again, sometimes you need more workspace. You can hit F3 to turn the tree off. It gives you more workspace on your screen for the actual physical part. So F3 turns the tree on and off. You move the tree up and down with the scroll button or the scroll bar. When you activate and deactivate the tree, it allows you to move the tree side to side or the part. Remember, the part will go under intensified if it's not active. And we just expanded and collapsed the tree, and we used Reframe on and center graph to find certain sections of the tree. Alright, that's your tricks on how to manipulate the specification tree. I find it particularly helpful when people accidentally turn the tree on and go to grab a line and accidentally, or sorry, go to hit the plus button and accidentally grab the line and then their part doesn't move. See how my part's not moving? So as long as it's under intensified, that means the tree's active and that's what's going to move or zoom in and out. So you got to make sure that you've got this over here where you can see that line. And if you're trying to do that, I find it helpful to expand something. So I got a nice long line I can grab. I grab that line here and it reactivates the part. I can tell it's active because it's nice and bright. And That's it. That's how you manipulate your specification tree.